Hi there, this is Neil O'Brien and we're on to weekly tip number 5, and we're going to cover selling price, a lesson from 4 old women. Now, a client of mine had a cafe and it was very busy, and what she found was that when she had everybody paid, the suppliers and staff, insurance and rent, is that there wasn't money there to pay herself a wage, even though it was taking maybe 4 or 5,000 per week. Very, very busy, so there was something wrong. So we started making some changes, started looking at buying a bit smarter from suppliers, reduced some staff hours. But there was no getting away from one thing. If she wanted to pay herself a wage, she was going to have to increase her prices about 10%. Now, as you can imagine, there was quite a bit of fear around this, but eventually she did actually come around to the idea of increasing her prices. Now, I just used that photograph to remind me about 4 of her customers. She had 4 older customers, and she said, you know, these women go to mass every morning and then they come in for their coffee and scones, and she said they will definitely notice. I said, that's okay, well, put up the prices anyway. So she put up her prices, and what she found was that in the first 2 weeks her sales went up 9% and 10%. So what that meant is that most people either didn't notice or they did, but they were happy to pay the higher price, and she was able to pay herself a wage, which was brilliant. So she rang me about 2 weeks after that again, and she said, you won't believe it, she says, the 4 mass women have come back. And I said, that's great. I said, you know, what's brought them back? And she said, well, they went up the road and they tried another couple of cafes, but what they found is that the scones weren't as fresh, because my client baked fresh every morning. They said the scones weren't as fresh, the staff weren't as friendly, and the place wasn't as cozy. So they eventually came back. Now, there's a huge lesson here for you as a business owner, and it is this: when people are buying, price is not always the biggest consideration. And what they found, actually, they've done extensive studies on this, and it's pretty amazing to find out that only 15% of buying decisions is price the number one factor. The rest of the time, other factors like quality, convenience, service are more important. And those 4 mass women are a great example of this, because they came back and paid a higher price because other factors were more important to them. Now, think about your own business for a moment and selling price, and there's a one-pager that you can download and use. And what I would challenge you to do is this question, respond to this question: what would happen if you put up your prices by 10% next week? What would happen? Would your customers be happy to pay it? Why are they coming to you? So think seriously about that. It'll go straight to your bottom line, 10%, and there's probably lots of reasons why the customers are coming to you other than price. Okay, so thanks very much for listening.